everyone. Welcome back to another Minisode to Stop Shitting on Yourself,
where we answer a question with a glass of whatever the fuck. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Clink.
Cheers, cheers.
We both got some tumblers today. What are you drinking?
Water. I've
as
really,
always.
I've been really into using this like Fellow mug. It's like instead of stainless steel, it's like ceramic on the inside.
Okay.
So it keeps your water like extra cold or like extra hot for longer than normal stainless steel.
Okay.
Anyway.
So is this like free ad?
Not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored, but free
not
ad.
Sponsored. Yeah. But I've like switched to like all Fellow stuff at home because it just keeps my water cold because it's so hot.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. I don't know where mine is from, but apparently it's from Bubba. I think it does the same job. I don't know what it's made out of, but it keeps my drinks cold, and that's what I need. Nothing hot, just cold. So cheers to our drinks. You're like, it's so hot.
It's so hot.
Yeah, girl, it's so freaking hot. And hopefully our California fall will be a little bit better because we're kind of close to entering that.
Yeah. So, I hope so.
Hopefully.
I hope so. Yeah. I'm really bad with weather. So I never know when like winter starts, like cold starts and like ends. So for me, I'm just always hoping for like the next weather.
But honestly, I don't blame you because we live in California. So we don't really have a very dynamic weather at all. So I don't blame you. Like we never know when our fall is going to hit. We never know when our summer is going to hit. We don't really have a spring or a winter. That's just what it is. But hopefully during the fall, we don't have another lockdown. I know COVID rates are going up, you know, along with vaccination rates. So that's awesome. But yeah, man, I just really hope that we don't go in for another lockdown because I know that other countries have been on multiple lockdowns already because the virus keeps mutating, right? And we're seeing that happen in America too. And so, I mean, hey, knock on wood that we don't go into another lockdown because, man, this past year or two, we haven't fully been on a lockdown. America really never has, but
that shade, wow.
I mean, it's true, right? Compared to the other countries and how they've handled the coronavirus. Yeah. America's not doing a really good job, but here we are. And in the past year or two, I feel like we've done a lot of things and maybe stopped doing a lot of things because of the pandemic. But like, honestly, we've just had so much time to pick up new hobbies maybe. And I kind of wanted to talk about that just in case, you know, like I like to prepare for every single thing that could maybe possibly happen. And so if we do go into another lockdown, maybe we can kind of brainstorm some ideas of so we could possibly get into the next time around. Hopefully there isn't, but if there is, you know what I mean?
I hope not. But I feel like you never know. I keep hearing about this like summer surge or wave or whatever. So let's hope not, but yes, let's prepare.
Yeah, right? Like, girl, because I mean, after the first quote unquote lockdown that California had, quote unquote lockdown, I was already running out of ideas. Girl, I was just like, what do I do? What do I do now?
Yeah.
So question. Guess I'm curious. What did you like really, really get into during the pandemic? Like, what did you really get hooked on?
Okay, this is kind of I've never told anyone this before.
Okay, so secrets being spilled.
It's kind of weird. And okay, I gotta preface this by saying I was actually doing some research on like mobile app games at the beginning of quarantine. It was like part for my job. So I blame this 100% on my job.
Okay, girl.
No, I'm just kidding. It's just me. It's just me. Okay. I'll take the blame for it. But I got really hooked onto a mobile game.
Yeah.
It's called Cooking Dash.
Okay. What do you do?
It's so silly saying this out loud, but I remember like was it maybe middle school or high school? I'm totally aging myself because I'm talking about middle school, high school here. But whenever like the Nintendo DS was really popular, it's the one where like I don't even know how to call it. It's just like this thing where it's like a gaming thing that you can anyway.
You know what? Our listeners are just going to have to look it up if they don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, what in the world is a Nintendo DS? This woman is just so ancient. Look it up, Google it, because you'll be able to see what a Nintendo DS is.
Yes. So I remember that when the Nintendo DS was out, I used to play Zelda and Cooking Mama on there. And I used to love Cooking Mama. So at the beginning of quarantine, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to see if there's like a phone version of Cooking Mama.
Wait, but okay. So what exactly is this game though that you speak of, Cooking Mama? Like, what do you do? Can you explain?
It's exactly what it is. It's like this person, this like animated person, I think her name is Cooking Mama, like literally. And you just prep meals with her. So it'll be like a salad, right? And then you'll like dice the salad and you'll like toss the salad and then you'll serve the salad, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So I downloaded it on my phone. It was not the like phone Cooking Mama was not the same as Nintendo DS Cooking Mama.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So and then I came across Cooking Dash, which is what I was just really hooked onto. I don't know why. It just, maybe it's because it is like a guilty pleasure that it feels really silly talking about it. Or just that I'm this like full grown woman talking about a game.
All giddy, like, hoo-hoo, look at this. I just created a salad online.
So Cooking Dash, it's essentially you're like running restaurants. So, you have like customers come into your restaurant, they'll like have an order, you'll like prep it, and then you got to cook it before they get pissed, and then serve it to them. And then you'll collect the money from it.
That's like Hell's Kitchen virtually.
Basically, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So like you're, Cooking Mama, Cooking Dash, whatever person is like Gordon Ramsay telling you like, get this done in time. Where is my steak? Yeah.
And so you have like different levels, you have like different restaurants that you can buy, and you'll collect like coins. And anyway, I got really, really, really into it because to a point where my husband will be like, oh, are you opening up your restaurants again?
He's like, which one are you opening up now?
Yeah, which one are you opening up? Or he'll be like, stop working so hard.
But he doesn't mean your actual job. He means
my restaurant job. Okay. I've been opening up a lot of restaurants. I'm an entrepreneur here.
Okay, girl.
Yeah.
All right. I see you.
It's the weirdest thing. And I don't know. I feel like it's also my very competitive nature of like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it really well. So I'm going to get like 5-star, gold star on every single level. If I can't beat it, I'm going to go back. I'm going to like upgrade my stuff,
Oh my God, girl. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I can tell by the way that you are talking about it that you're very passionate about this game. That I mean, girl, I can see you're very hooked. Like you.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Honestly, it's kind of funny.
It's a problem. And I totally understand this like gaming industry now. I understand how people get so hooked on games and why it's like a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's, when you get into a game, you get really into a game. And I'm not the type that understands like video games or PC games or anything like that. But this game, it's like weirdly hooked on it.
I get that. I get what you mean because I'm the same way, but with food and drinks. Like if I really, really like something because I've tasted it at a restaurant or like I go out to a bar, I'm like, I really like this cocktail. Then I want to replicate it at home. And I want to drink it as many times or eat it as many times as I want, but without paying the price and driving all the way to that place. And so one thing I started doing is making drinks at home. And I became my own little bartender.
Ooh.
I know. So I started collecting a bunch of like wines, a bunch of whiskeys, and just like, a lot of, like syrups and just things that will spice up your drinks a lot.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I started doing that a lot and I got really hooked. Like for example, I went out to a bar, obviously COVID safe with masks and everything. And I didn't know what I wanted. So I asked the bartender, I'm like, hey, you know what? Like, I just want something strong, but nothing too
Mm.
sweet, but like kind of fresh. Yeah, I'm that customer. I'm like, surprise me, but within my limits.
Yeah. Here's 5 things I need to have in my drink, but like I don't know what
Yes.
it is.
Yes, exactly. But like surprise me, right? Because I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
So the bartender was super friendly and they gave me this drink and I ended up
Mhm.
really loving it. So I asked the bartender, I said, what is it? And the bartender said it's called a penicillin. And at first I
Mm.
was like, huh? Wait, that's the drink's name? And he's like, yeah, it's called penicillin. So I was like, okay, what's in it? And once he gave me like, a rough, I guess, ingredient list,
Yeah.
I went home and I ended up making my own ginger syrup. And yeah, I
Wow.
know, freshly squeezed lemon juice, put in my
Ooh.
favorite like bourbon. It was so freaking good, yo. But like I got hooked into like making different types of drinks, even just
Mm.
tasting different like liquor too.
Mm.
Because yeah, girl, if you love it, you just keep wanting it. You know what I mean? I think you do. I think you do.
That is true. Yes. Yes, I do. I do understand. I do understand. There is another thing where I don't know if I'm necessarily like hooked onto,
Okay.
but I think I might have mentioned it, but we moved into a new place like
Oh yeah.
literally right before quarantine started.
Right.
Which was so thankful that it happened, like it kind of all stars aligned and everything. Um but I had like a specific vision for like the room that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it to be like my office closet, kind of cool type of room.
Yeah.
And I had a whole idea. I had like a whole color scheme and everything laid out. And like, I mean, I kind of, executed to how I wanted. And then maybe it's just spending way too much time in this exact same spot every day because, working from home and
Yeah.
just staring at this room for like hours every day.
Right.
I just got really into like in my head creating different versions of this room. And as you have seen, I've moved around this room so much
Yeah. Yeah.
because I just keep changing like the layout of things. I changed the color scheme. I've changed desk like 3 times.
Mm-hmm. You've definitely moved around a lot in that room for sure.
Yeah, I've changed the color scheme of things. I've definitely swapped things quite a bit. But I think home decor in general has like really
Mm,
spiked up during quarantine because everyone wants to like switched up, everything around their house.
yeah. And I get that because like I also like to decorate my house a lot. But
Mhm.
then the one thing I don't like though, girl, is like when I'm out shopping for home decor items, a lot of times
Mhm.
I see paintings, right? And I'm like, wow, I would really love to hang this on my wall. But then
Mm.
I take a look at the paintings or I take a look at the images that I see that I really want. And in
Yeah.
my mind, I'm like, I can fucking make this at home.
Yeah.
Right. And so one thing that I really got into, like I didn't get hooked on it because I was already in it, but I started
Mhm.
doing more of this at home once COVID and quarantining and everything
Mm.
started. I started painting a lot. And so
Ooh.
I have a lot of just different random ass paintings throughout my place
Yeah.
because I started painting more and I'm like, I want something to decorate my place with, but I don't want to necessarily spend the money on it because I feel like I
Yeah.
can also create it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another one of my I think it's a thing. I think it's a thing. If
Yeah.
I like it outside, then I like to try making it myself at home. I think that's a
Mm.
little thing that I've kind of like noticed.
Like self DIY kind of
Kind of,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, why spend money on it if I can make it at home and if
It's
I can like
true. It's true.
personalize it?
Right, right. Yeah. I do
Yeah.
think like art is really subjective. I'm the same way. I like when I see art, especially when it's
Mhm.
like, is it a toddler's drawing or is it just like a mad genius? Like, I don't know, but they look kind of the same.
Very true. There's some things
Yeah.
where it's like borderline, like I would definitely not spend money on it
Mhm.
because it's just low effort type of
Right, right.
thing. And I could put in the same low effort for free. You
And have
know?
fun doing it. So,
Absolutely, with the alcohol that I've been collecting. So come on.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I've definitely gotten into that a lot more. And if I'm not like painting or cooking or drinking, or sometimes like, sometimes I'll do a mixture, but like I've been watching so much TV.
Oh,
And
same.
I've never watched this much TV in my fucking life.
Mm.
And one thing that I've gotten into is binge watching series.
Ooh.
Yeah, like series shows. And so I binged watch, I don't know, like the ones I can think about on the top of my mind are like The Big Bang Theory. I've watched a lot
Ooh.
of Korean drama series because I'm trying to tap into my Korean roots again. um, Rick and Morty. Oh my God, so good. I don't know if you watch it, but love the
Mm-mm.
show. America's Next Top Model, I started rewatching. A lot of reality
Ooh.
shows. Yeah, like RuPaul's Drag Race. There's another reality show called Alone, which is really good. It's like where people, they're kind of professionals, they're trained for it. But they are kind of stranded alone in the wilderness, and the person
Oh.
who I guess survives the longest is the winner. But it's really interesting
Oh.
how they interact with nature. So started watching that. Survivor, I know it's an older show, but hey, I started rewatching that too. I also started doing the whole quarantine thing where you watch the Marvel movies all in order.
Oh, yep. Actually, I did that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I spent like a few days just binge watching all the Marvel movies,
Yeah.
not shows, movies. Um, did all of that. Like, oh God, I just like
Consumed so much.
so much TV, like way too much TV for my own good. I mean, like, I don't know. I just think it's just, I mean, it was a lot. So I think I need to like kind of cut it off a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
wean off of the TV. But then I've also started another series recently, and I know I am late on this. And I've
Mm.
already gotten so much crap from my friends for not watching it until now.
Oh.
Yeah, because people feel very strongly about this series. Can you guess?
I feel like there's very little series that like people feel so strongly about. But I'll let you tell it. I don't want to guess wrong.
That is true. That is true. But I feel like okay, so personal opinion, I feel like a lot of people love Game of Thrones.
Mm.
And I've never watched it till now. Because I kind of ran out of shows to binge watch, and I'm like, oh God, do I really want to start Game of Thrones? Because it's like how many seasons long, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I just said it, and then I started, watching it. So now after like a couple days, I'm on season like 3 or 4, I forget which
Oh
one.
my
So
God.
I know.
Three.
I
Oh
know.
my gosh.
Yeah, girl, I know. I've just been like putting it on whenever,
Okay.
wherever. Yeah, girl. So binge watching
Yeah.
a lot of TV shows. I think like that's my new addiction here, and I gotta kind of cut that off a little bit soon. But you know what? There were some things during this whole year or two of the pandemic where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. There's certain things that like I just really freaking couldn't do. I like
Ooh.
absolutely just couldn't do. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop. And I'm sure we've all kind of had that too, right? What's something you just couldn't do? You're like, I need to stop doing this because we're going through a global pandemic and I just can't.
Okay. I feel like a lot of people probably agree with me. When
Okay.
we first started working from home, and I see this with all of my coworkers too. When
All
we first
right.
started working, we'll like show up to, meetings on camera and everything. We'll like dress up, we'll have our hair done, our makeup done, like how we
Uh-huh.
normally do when we're at work.
Yeah.
Literally like 3 weeks in, I just stopped trying.
Wow, you lasted 3 weeks. That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
think so. Yeah, I think it was like 3 weeks in. I was like, okay. I started showing like first I started with like stop doing my hair because I feel
Uh-huh.
like, that's fine. And
Yeah.
then I just didn't show up with makeup anymore. And then like now I probably have like 3 t-shirts that I rotate around to like be presentable at work.
Yeah, it's like, guess which shirt Jessica's gonna wear.
Yeah,
I have a
seriously.
33% chance of getting it right. So you stopped doing your hair, you stopped
Right.
wearing cute clothing.
Yes. Stop doing my makeup. And then now I
Mm.
don't even bother showing up on camera anymore.
So we stopped turning on our cameras.
Yeah.
We technically stopped like visually showing up to work.
Exactly. You'll hear my voice, and I feel like
Yeah.
everyone understands. Like in the beginning, a lot of
Yes.
people like sort of at least made the excuse, like, you don't want to see me on camera right now. Now it's just like kind of a given. Like none of my
Yeah.
coworkers show up on cameras anymore. And if we
Wow.
do, there's like maybe a few meetings that I can count that I have on my calendar that I know I have to show up, whether it's like,
I
you know,
see.
presentation or I have to present something. So I have
Mhm.
to look put together. I've gotten so lazy that I schedule all of those important meetings all in one
Uh-huh.
day because I'm like, if I have to try, I'm just going to try that one day.
Yeah. Like I don't want to do it like every single day, just one
Yeah,
day. I mean, you could even put on filters too to make it seem like you have
you
somewhat of a
can.
face on.
Totally. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's the one thing that I've like sort of just totally given up on is just like
Mhm.
looking presentable on camera. So it's
Okay,
a
I see.
very weird thing for me to like have to do my hair, put my makeup on, like, you know, put this waist up presentable for the podcast because I'm
Because we
usually
also
not
have
this
a
presentable.
YouTube channel too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That makes sense because I think a lot of people can actually definitely relate to that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What about you? Was there something you like just couldn't keep going?
I stopped caring.
Oh. Oh.
You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
I think
That was very intense,
like
like
okay, so I don't mean it in a very, I don't mean it in a negative way. I know it sounds really negative, but it's not. It's more of I kind of, this whole mindset of just saying "F it" and just do it.
Oh, okay.
I kind of, elevated that. And now it's like a "F it, just do it or don't do it." It's like in your face type of like, I don't care anymore. Just "F it, whatever, F it."
Okay, okay.
Um, it's that mindset. I know I stopped dating.
No, but we're putting it out in the universe again, right? We're manifesting it again, like we're
Yeah. I don't know.
okay.
At this point, I'm like, I'm so tired of this whole pandemic, of like meeting new people and just kind of, you're just, I'm tired of caring. I'm just like, I don't care anymore. Just let me just do my own thing type of
Okay,
thing,
okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah, girl, no need to be concerned. It's not like that. You look so concerned. It's not
I
like
am
that. It's
a
more of like,
little
it's more of like, you know what? I know I have like 5 bottles of wine already at home, but f
okay.
it. Do I care if I spend another like so much money on another like few bottles? No, f it. Just do it. You know what I mean? Like just kind of stop caring about that.
You just like do you.
Um, yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like I wanted to really get into this home workout routine when the pandemic started because all the gyms were closed and everything, and I really cared about that. So I
Yeah.
bought all these like new workout clothes to motivate me. I bought like at home gym gear to freaking motivate me. I did a lot of things, but you know what?
Okay.
At one point I stopped caring and I was like, this. What I'm saying is I just kind of stopped. I was like, okay, you know what? I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just gonna do me. I'm gonna do what I love
Okay.
to do. Um, and then that turned into like gaining weight. And then at one point I was like, okay, maybe I should care a little bit more. So I kind of started caring, but then at the same time, I'm like, nah. I'm like, eh.
You know what though? I do have to give props to you because I feel like a lot of people they want to get into the mindset of like "F it, I don't care, I'm just gonna do me," but then like they don't really. So if you can
Yeah.
like fully embrace that mindset, props to you.
Oh, thanks. I don't know how far it's gotten me, but like, thank you. What I do know is that that mindset has also gotten me into a lot of different TV shows. It's gotten me
Yeah. Yeah.
into different hobbies like making different
Mm,
cocktails that I enjoy, different dishes that I started to enjoy a lot more. So,
there you
hey,
go.
it's gotten me into a lot of things that I've started to get hooked onto as well. So, here we are.
And you're like starting to go back to the gym again. So, you know, you're like balancing.
I mean, sure. Yeah. Sure. I mean, I guess that's what it is, right?
I mean, hopefully, we don't go into another lockdown again. I know that we've both
Right.
recently, I mean, we at least we talked about it. We're gonna be each other's like accountability partners in
Right.
working out things. So
Yeah.
even if we're not going to the gym together, we're both working out. We're both doing something.
Yeah.
And hopefully through our conversation today, maybe you picked up one or two things that you might want to pick up. Maybe you want to pick up like Cooking Dash or something, and we can play together. read more books. I don't know, better ourselves. I'm just hoping that there's not going to be another lockdown, but at least if there
knock on wood,
knock on wood. But if we were to go into another lockdown, I have some ideas, or at least like a lot of shows I need to binge watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I can write you a list as well. So we got you.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, please let us know what other things that you guys picked up on during this quarantine, this year and a half, going on 2 years long of quarantine or COVID situation.
Pandemic. We're not in quarantine.
Right. Pandemic.
We're self quarantine.
Yeah.
But until then, we will see you next Wednesday.
Yep.
Bye.